And good morning, my beautiful America. Welcome back to the All American Book Club. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so honored to be here with you as we are celebrating America 250 and we are celebrating the month of the military child. Do you guys know approximately 1.6 million children in this nation are military kids? Did you guys know that? So we are celebrating our military kids today, but we're also celebrating a dear friend, Jeff Gottesfeld. He is a best-selling book author for our military children, 21 Steps, The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and the brand new book out this month, Honor Flight. I am holding it up for the YouTube channel. And for those who are all listening in, go over to Amazon and order it today. You guys, I have to tell you, it is a great gift for our military kids. It's a great gift for our kids in our nation's backyard. So please help me welcome back to the show, Jeff Gottesfeld. Thank you for being here.
My gosh, I'm thrilled to be here.
Okay, first, I need to tell you as I'm holding this up, I love the work by Matt Tavares. He did a knockout job in this second book with you. Second book, right? This is the second one.
This is our second one, right?
Yeah. And absolutely beautiful inside and out. And I filled my Easter baskets for all the kids in my neighborhood with this book. They love it. Of course, the families, the parents who are military absolutely love it. So well done. And I'm calling it, it's a bestseller. It's already a bestseller.
Oh, thank you. And a little inside knowledge about the artwork in there. Matt, the story unfolds through
Yes.
the eyes of an unnamed veteran, right, who gets a call to go
Yep.
on an honor flight. And his guardian is a teacher, and then it all comes together at the end with the teacher's kids. Well, I was an honor flight guardian. And Matt, when he was shaping this book, wanted a specific vet to be his model. He asked his uncle, Gil Rodriguez, if Gil would be willing to be the model. And Gil said yes. And then this past fall, Matt and Gil did an honor flight together. So when you look at the art in there at that vet, that's
Yes.
Uncle Gil.
Oh my goodness. So what was it like for you to research this? Because you were focusing on a lot of different war times and in multiple generations. What was it like for you to do the research for this?
So what was helpful for me is I'm a bit of an armchair historian. So I
Mhm.
came in with a fair amount of background on the wars themselves.
Mhm.
Then there's a lot of material out there about honor flight and the organization and how it
Yeah.
came about and how it has grown. But there was nothing like being a guardian on an honor flight myself. I had a rough manuscript done before I did my flight. I did
Mhm.
my flight. My veteran is a now 86-year-old Vietnam era vet who served on a tin can destroyer off the
Yeah.
coast of Vietnam early, like 62 to 64 or something. And we were strangers to each other. Dave McGinley could not be more different from me. Like
Mhm.
you could not draw up on a board two people more different from each other. But
Mhm.
obviously, by the end of our experience together, we were like this.
Mhm.
And I got to talk to a lot of other vets, and these guys are old now.
Yes, they are. Yes.
75, 80,
Yes.
85, 90. We had a couple of World War II vets
Yeah.
on our trip. So the easiest way for me to research was just listen and watch. Honor Flight for all Guardians. It's not about us. It's not about our experience. It's about our vets' experience. So it was perfect for me. I just watched after Dave, made sure he had a great time in DC, and kept my ears open.
What was it like for you? Did you walk to all the memorials with, okay, so what was that like?
I did. I mean, obviously, so Vietnam was the hardest.
Oh, yeah.
Vietnam was the hardest for our group and for me personally. And I just remember telling myself, Jeff, you have no business being with these guys in front of that wall. Your job is like stand aside and let them have their time and their moment. And that was dead silent and wrenching.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as we left, the mood lightened again. I think we went to the Lincoln Memorial after that, and it was very upbeat. But that was significant. And in fact, I've talked about this a couple of times. It's a noisy experience, honor flight, right?
Yeah.
You've got
Yeah.
all these men, they're not used to being in a group of 60
Right.
or 75 or 80 other men their age with their experience. So from the moment at the departure lounge at the airport, it's just blah, 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 all the way. It's a long flight from California to DC. We're coming down over the National Mall. It goes dead quiet
Oh, wow.
as everybody is looking. And then we land and the noise comes up and it's noisy, noisy, noisy. And then the next morning, we're at the Iwo Jima Memorial, dead silence. Noisy again, Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, dead silence. I mean,
Mm.
the auditory experience of this was striking to me.
Did they start when, so you were a companion to a Vietnam veteran. So after you left the Vietnam Wall, did they start telling stories? Were they able to process and come up with stories that were either remembrance of those who passed or the stories of remembering when? I hear veterans talk from different war times. They remember, they're the ones that they served with. They remember, the smells and the taste and just the full on experiences. Were they able to kind of process that when they were all together?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't on purpose again.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
not privy to these conversations, right?
Yeah.
My job was to make sure that my vet stayed upright, which
Yeah.
he had no issue with that at all,
Yeah.
and had the kind of experience that he wanted. There was a lot of discussion. There was
Mhm.
obviously I heard some of it,
Yeah.
specific missions, difficulty of communication with
Yeah.
home, and then obviously homecoming. Yeah, I
Right.
heard about, and of course, honor flight homecomings are the reception that veterans should have gotten back then, but
Yeah.
too many of them never got and I think it's a reparative experience for people who go to homecoming too,
Yeah.
because
That's a good.
we know we fouled that up, right?
Yeah, we
Whatever
did.
our feelings were about that war, don't take it out on the men and women who are serving, right? You got a problem with the government, take it up with the government. But they're doing what they got to do, and I think the country is sorry
Mhm.
50 years later
Oh,
about
absolutely.
about that.
Absolutely. So as you were writing this book and the book is out now, and I was so excited that you were telling me it was going to come out in March of this year because it's month of the military child. And you and I have known each other for a long time. So did you draw upon personal experiences of when you were doing the 21 Steps book tour that carried you over into doing honor flight? And basically with the military child in mind as you were writing the book for that audience.
Yeah, Eden, I first of all, I never would have written this book but
Yeah.
for my 21 Steps
Yeah.
experience. Because with that book, I spoke to so many groups,
Mhm.
kids,
Yep.
teenagers, service people, veterans, and it is through that process that
Yeah.
I learned about honor flight. But also, and you know this with military kids,
Yeah.
not only do they have parents who served, they have grandparents who served and great
Exactly.
grandparents who served. The
Yeah.
illustrator on the new book that's going to be coming about military brats, I mean, she's from a service family. And um, so, yeah, they taught me a lot. They taught me what their concerns were and how to try to meet them in my prose and in the book's art.
One thing that I love about your books is the culture that we live in is so addicted to our phones. It's so, even the young minds are very, and it's great to have digital technology. I'm not against it, but there comes a point where I'm seeing this the 20s and late teens and 20s are going back to antiquities. They want record players. They want to touch the books. They want to bring in and kind of remove that digital component and have the real thing. And, I know we talked about this earlier, but I'm sitting here thinking about these future generations and what you're instilling in these books so we can reignite the literature component, but also reignite the excitement and that missing component of patriotism that we've been missing for a while. I feel like that comes to life in your books.
Books are a special way to do it, I
Mm-hmm.
think, in an era that's become more and more digital.
Mm-hmm.
For example, a
Yeah.
digital presentation, you can't flip back one page or two
Right.
pages or
Right.
3 pages. You can't reread the same paragraph 3 or 4 times if it speaks to you.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have mom or dad read. You don't have the experience of your mom or your dad reading you a book that you love every night for
Right.
35 nights or so.
Right.
So you are correct. Books are a unique medium that way. And God willing, they're going to become more valuable
Mm-hmm.
even as the culture drifts toward electronics.
Yeah. And I'm really hoping as we have the book show here, I've noticed just this amazing journey in the 3 years going on for the show. And you've been a part of a lot of that and just supporting the show, but being a guest here, a repeat guest. But I've noticed that there is just this hunger, this draw from the audience of just wanting more of community, more of family, more of the freedoms, and bringing that to this culture and this society. And I feel like your books have done that. You have set a tone, even right after COVID, when we knew each other. And, you came down here to North Carolina, and those military kids loved
Right.
you. They loved you. And
Well,
they were hungering for what they knew. And
you're
yeah,
you're driving towards something really important, which
yeah,
is that I think on a fundamental level, much of this country understands. Now, the explanations are different, but much
right.
of the country understands that what we're doing isn't working. It's
Yes,
it's just not working. Now, people on the left and people on the right have different ideas about what the modalities are for that, but we're
right.
we're not having enough kids
Yeah,
to replace our
yeah,
numbers anymore. We're not particularly happy, and we're actually America is not a very happy place on a world level, and,
yeah,
and we're not very good teammates anymore.
yeah,
So you have to look to an extent
yeah.
at what we've been teaching our kids for a
Hmm.
few generations,
Yeah.
and maybe think about what we were teaching them when things were working better,
Yes,
and
yes,
and swing back. You know,
yeah,
we don't. Nobody wants to swing back to the America of 1949. We've come a long way on a lot of fronts with that.
right.
But with that said, some of the values, um,
We're very
maybe
powerful.
maybe we want to reestablish, and these are values that I center in pretty much everything,
Yes.
right?
Yes. No, your books come to life. They absolutely come to life. And you focus on certain points in our American history that need to be talked about, that bring community back together. And
Yeah, and look, in some ways they're unlikely books for children.
yeah,
If
yeah,
you would say, okay, here's gonna be a book about the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and the Tomb Guards,
yeah.
and third graders like should spark to this. But I figure out a way to tell the story with the narrator being the first unknown who was
Yeah.
interred there. We don't know who it is, so that unknown belongs to all of us. So it's a first person narration, and kids just grab it. And
Yes.
another fight, my narrator is an unnamed vet who's
Mhm.
accompanied by a school teacher who doesn't tell the vet anything about himself. And then on the plane flight home at mail call,
Mhm.
all his kids have sent letters to this vet, and then his class meets them at
Yeah.
at homecoming, and so it gets personal there. So you can do it. You just have to find a
Yes.
way in. that's gonna work for children. That's entirely possible.
I also wanted to highlight some of your work with United Through Reading, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
also
they're
I want,
fantastic.
which is an amazing group, but I also want to highlight for the audience the new book you have coming out in October, and it is called We All Serve. So let's talk about that first, and then let's wrap on United Through Reading.
Yeah, so we all serve another book that never would have come about, but for 21 steps. I mean, growing up in Teaneck, New Jersey, there were not a lot of military brats in my life, but
Yeah,
through speaking to USO and the Elizabeth Dole Foundation kids, and
yeah,
I did a program for Prager kids, and I did bookstore programs, and there's like all these kids out there
yeah.
in military families. And the more I learned about them, uh, they look like all other kids, but their lives are not like all other kids
No, they're
at
not.
all. And
Mhm.
in many cases, as you know, there are more military brats who live off base than on. So
Correct.
they're not in a DoD school. They're in like a regular school system someplace with other
Yep.
children around who have no idea what their lives are like. And so in this upcoming book, I talk about military kids, their point of view, multiple narrators, each of them at a different branch of the service, each of them highlighting a different positive or sometimes negative aspect of being just the reality
Yeah.
of it. The idea that you've got to be an ambassador in another country for the United States. What base life is like compared to non-base life. That you may be celebrating Christmas in March, right? You may have a parent who suffered an injury while in the service. Um,
Yes.
so
All in the resilience of our
yeah,
military kids, you highlighted it in all those examples.
yeah.
They have such resilience, and they have been taught the hurry up and wait method, if you will, and knowing that one or both of their parents are either overseas, one could be stateside, one is serving overseas,
Right,
and they may see their parent for their birthday, not this year, but maybe next year,
right.
and that they are serving just as much as their parent or parents are serving.
In some ways, it's even more acute
Yeah.
because mom or dad signed up for it.
Yes.
The partner married into it by
Mhm.
decision. The
Yep.
military kid is born to it.
Absolutely.
That is a really special thing.
Yeah. And the legacy of those who have served and how it's passed down from generation to generation is so impactful to our nation, and just the testament and the testimony of volunteerism and selfless service.
Yes, selfless service is the key to it for however long it's going to be. I mean, even the draftees in Vietnam,
Yeah. Yeah.
Korea, you know what? They were in there, they're with other men or women in their unit, and they have got to protect them. So these are values that I think would be useful in 21st century America
Mm.
as much as they ever were in this country's prime.
I can't wait. I can't wait. We have a little less than a minute left. So if you could share with us about United Through Reading and just the impact of that, and then where can people really spend time following you? Do you have a newsletter? Are there ways to really support you?
Oh my gosh. So United Through Reading, based in San Diego, and I think they have an office in DC as well, um, has focused for a number of years now on the issue of connecting children, military kids, to books
Yep.
with their parents who may be away. So they have come up with all kinds of systems for parents electronically to be recording
Yep.
children's books and reading it to their kids, and the kids will read along with it. It's a beautiful organization, growing and completely committed people. I mean, they chose 21 Steps as their
Yes.
Green Geisel Friend of Military Children Award back in 2021, and they're doing amazing work, including now with a military specific publisher. Um, For me, there are not that many Jeff Gottesfelds around. I'm easy to find. I'm easy to find on the internet. I keep my website up to date, and with these two books out this year, I'm around.
You're around. And, I will put in a final word. You have amazing other books that The Christmas Mitzvah is one of my favorites, one of your classics. So I just want to encourage our audience to go over and check you out, check out your website. And for all of those who tune in and follow me on the Instagram page, you have been tagged in a lot of different posts. And so they can find you there as well. So, Jeff, I love your friendship. So thankful for you. Love the books. Congratulations. I'm so
Thanks.
excited. So
Same, Eden. Okay, be well, and thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing for our kids, for their parents, and for this country.